Welcome everybody to Growth Mastermind Group. We're a group of entrepreneurs with mission, vision, and purposes to encourage other entrepreneurs to discover, fulfill, and unleash their potential. And we meet every single Sunday night from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight we have an amazing guest, Alka Sharma, and she's going to share with us how to keep ourselves healthy, in a good shape. You know, it's about fitness and health. And she's also a 10Xer. I want to make sure that we're going to mention about that because it's extremely important, especially for our group. And she's going to share a 10X way, I will say, of fitness and health for family, because we cannot do it by ourselves. We need our families to join us. And that's exactly what we're going to talk tonight. So, Alka, welcome.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. And I'm so happy, so grateful to be back. So thank you for that, Peter. And welcome, friends. Welcome to good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, wherever you're watching. Welcome. So what I want to talk about today, and what my passion is always on health and fitness, because one cannot do without the other. And so today I'm going to talk about, especially when it comes to family fitness, because as Peter mentioned, we cannot do anything by ourselves. And as busy entrepreneurs, I always get asked, okay, I have such a busy schedule. How can I incorporate fitness into my schedule? And so what I want to share with you are some tips that, you know, you could do even as a family. So I want to share a quote, though, by the WHO, the World Health Organization, when it comes to family fitness and why obesity is on a rise, why amongst children, amongst adults, not only in the developing countries, but in the developed countries, but also in the developing countries. And what was staggering was 60 to 80% of people are living a sedentary lifestyle. Friends, that is huge. 60 to 80% of people are living a sedentary lifestyle. So what I want to share with you that is so important, that from today's call, I hope you truly implement tomorrow, whether it's for yourself, whether it comes to your fitness, but also involving the family. So number one, the benefits of, you know, children, they absorb, they're like sponges. And so it's important for us as parents to really instill good habits. So number one is instilling good habits, because if you are going for a walk, say for example, you are physically being fit, you're taking care of yourself, why not involve the children? Let them go for a walk with you. So for example, if, you know, I mean, for me, I like to take out my busy schedule. I have such a busy schedule that I prioritize. And so managing your schedule, managing your time is very, very important. But so if you're going for a walk, as I love to go for a walk, you know, if you love to be one with nature, you like to, you know, get the mental clarity and focus, so that when you do get back to work behind the desk, you are going to be more productive. So number one is instilling good habits, because children are going to instill, as they get, you know, into adulthood, they are going to instill good habits, good practice. So making sure that, you know, you take the kids for a walk, so that they are not just sitting behind a TV, playing games, playing video games, and living, that sedentary, just sitting all the time is not good. Even for adults, I even tell my clients that, movement needs to come in throughout the day. So for some of you that have a 9-to-5 job, for example, you're sitting behind a desk, for that 1 hour Zoom call, get up, stretch, because stretching is also going to it's going to make you more flexible. It's going to, your joints are going to be more mobile, and you're going to have that. So as we get older in age, the more flexible that we are, you're going to be more able and capable of doing so much more around the house, with the kids, with the family. So that is very important, that we instill good habits, good practices, so that children, they are, they're absorbing everything that we are doing. We want them to be a role model, so that when they get into adulthood, they are not going to have any problems. And obesity, as I just mentioned at the start, the call about the statistics, 60 to 80% of people in the world are living a sedentary lifestyle. So number 2 is bonding time. Now, bonding time is the most important part, because as we like to, we'd like to bond with children, after we've finished the work, then, we like to sort of spend that time with them, whether it's doing the homework, whether it's just communication, just talking with the kids. How you doing? How was your day? So bonding, why not also involve physical activity, involving the communication? So communication needs to come in more often. Just ask your children, how was your day? How are you doing? How can we help you more in your studies? So in the whole process of communication, you're building the teamwork. You're telling the children that this is the opportunity that children are also getting, that when it comes to bonding time, whether in the evening, take out that time, not only to just sit behind and watch television, or sit behind and so you're playing video games. No, I don't want you to do that. What I would recommend is to just go for a walk after dinner. Just go for a walk. I mean, it's beautiful. That is such an amazing bonding time that you can have, so that, you're working together. So the whole idea here is that you are working together, and everyone in the family is adopting a great ritual, a great form of communication. There's physical activity that you're implementing. You're taking that time out to going for a walk. And so what's better than to also, for parents, to really encourage, because as parents, we encourage children to be involved, in the education. We're involved so that we put them into sports. We take them, for their practices, whichever game they're involved in, whether it's soccer practice, hockey practice, we take them, we drive them. So why not instill that good family time? Because the more time that we spend and encourage actually that time, that quality time, and that's what I'm talking about, the quality time that parents are spending with their children, is to because when you're spending good quality time, you're taking your time out to find out and care for the child. Okay, how are you doing today? How was how was your day at school? So by being more interested to the child, that's going to foster a great mental your great mental health, and they're going to develop that as they get into adulthood, so that there's going to be no problems as they get on. So by instilling good, positive mental health, it's going to foster that positivity coming in, because the world is so there's so much negativity going on that we want to, you know, by all means, have the positive, you know, talking to the children, talking to your to the kids in a positive manner. And also the positivity is going to build their self-esteem, so that when we doing a physical activity, taking the time out, taking, you know, them to go with you, is really great, because that's going to build their self-esteem. They're going to feel that, you know, that the body confidence, because confidence is all about how you're feeling and how truly, if you don't have the means that, you know, for some people is the very, very, in girls especially, the body imaging. And body imaging is, I mean, I was like that, you know, when I first started in my journey, and how I got into fitness was that, you know, based off, I was very, you know, I struggled with weight, and I struggled with self-confidence, self-esteem issues that was with me throughout my life. And it was so hard for me to get over that. But because I had all these, you know, negativity, I was all these, in my mind, these feelings that I was not good enough, and I was so ashamed, and I did not want to socialize because how I was physically. And if we can just imagine how kids are, you know, they're sitting, leading that sedentary lifestyle, you know, playing video games, playing, you know, just watching television. And so they're behind a screen all the time. But instead, fostering that, you know, that good habit, as I mentioned earlier on, is going to be a game changer for the whole family, right? So then finding the right, so now that, so the parents are taking note, okay, so what is happening? You know, children are feeling that they are missing out. The children are feeling that, you know, they are not being well equipped, whether in school, they're being bullied for some reason because of their physicalities or their capabilities. They don't have the capabilities when it comes to, you know, some kids are facing problems in school. So that is huge. And with the statistics by the World Health Organization, 60 to 80% of people in the world are leading a lifestyle, a sedentary lifestyle, that we can put a stop to right now, so that they don't have the problems, they don't suffer as most of us did, like I did throughout my life. And so I don't want that to happen to anyone. And so when we fostering, okay, the habits, we want to change, we want to help, you know, our kids. And so, you know, it comes down to, okay, so choosing the right family activities. So what are the right family activities? So you know, often, you know, it's very difficult to choose the right activities. It's very difficult to start. Okay, what shall we do today? And so what you can do is to make a list of activities, or even better, ask the children, ask them, okay, what would you like to do today? What is your favorite when it comes to activities? Do you like to play soccer? Do you like to play softball? Do you like to, what is it that you love? Because what they love, you need to adopt that. And better still, why not do it together? So you're playing soccer together, you're playing softball, you're playing handball, you're playing, you know, all the sports that they love that you can incorporate. So say, for example, you are doing a traditional exercise and your child wants to, she turns on the music, he or she, they turn on the music and they dance. So why not dance with them? Why not incorporate that dance element? I mean, it's fun. I mean, I love dance. I've been in Latin and ballroom dancing in competitions for the past 8 years, and I absolutely loved it. It was such a huge self-esteem change that I got. It was so amazing. So I would definitely recommend that you know, dance with the children, dance, put on the music, put on what they love, and just dance together. That is beautiful. So that's just one tip that I want to share. That is amazing, and so amazing when it comes to bonding and a great family time. So, and another tip is to also, when it comes to exercise, is, going for a walk. That, as I mentioned, you can go for a walk after dinner, all just go for a walk together. And that is amazing, because that is truly going to bond, and you're communicating, you're sharing ideas, you're sharing thoughts as to, what went, what happened in the day, what, how are they feeling? And so your communication in families always has to be the key, and always make it a point that, they are being involved. So they're being involved in the communication as to what is happening in the family. So having that close-knit family. And I just feel that close-knit family is disappearing. And so we need to foster that. We need to bring that back, so that, everyone is working as a team. And isn't that beautiful when, everyone is working as a team in the family? You're discussing, you're sharing ideas, you're sharing thoughts as to how we can build on physical activities together. And so that is just what I wanted to share, is that it is so important. When the statistics that I shared with you, it was staggering. And two-thirds of the children, it is coming from the obesity that's on the rise, that amongst children and amongst adults, that, we want to stem that. We want to not have any problems, so that the more activities, the more physicalities, the more physical activities you are adopting and you're doing together, that is a huge game changer. So that, do not neglect doing activities together, please. As from today, make it a point that tomorrow you are going to involve the kids. If you're doing if you're doing exercise that you love, and you're watching, your kids, they put on the music, they want to dance. Make it a fun atmosphere, make it a fun time, and dance together. I absolutely love that, and I truly would recommend that you adopt that too. So what are your takeaways today? Is to starting tomorrow, is to go for a walk, even after dinner. Go for a walk. It doesn't matter, the days are getting longer now, so just go for a walk after dinner. Number two is the communication. Communication is the key to really having that close-knit family, the close-knit group that is disappearing, that we want to bring that back, so that's going to be the bridge between the parent and the children, so that we want that great harmony, to foster that great atmosphere in the home, so that doing physical activities together, as I know Peter, he shared that, he likes to go for a walk with his son. So taking that time out with the kids is going to be so beautiful. It's going to be good for them because of their mental health. Everything's positive, how they're being spoken to, everything is positive with the communication that's happening between you and the kids. So these are the biggest takeaways that I hope that you are going to start to implement when it comes to your health, when it comes to your fitness and your overall general great health, that you never ever want to compromise, especially with the statistics that were shared by the World Health Organization. Thank you for listening. Any questions, Peter?
100%. We have questions. Always we have questions. That's a rhetorical question.
Okay, well, I'm here to answer your questions.
So, what will be your, I would say, advice, like for a person that, let's say, they're not having the time to engage with the family, to strategize their, or to engage their kids, or let's say that they have kids that they don't want to engage with the parents. You know, there are some a little bit grown ups and they like have their autonomy, you know. And
Yeah.
how will be like, you know, like your advice for those kind of situations, you know, like first of all, how to find the time, because you mentioned about the time, that's a crucial thing. How to find the time to be able to take care of your health and inspire your kids of doing also healthy habits like fitness and, you know, eating healthy. And the second one, how you gonna approach, you know, the kid to let's say like a level that, you know, will be more, instead to be like obligated, to be more inspiring.
Right, that were very good questions. So what I would say to the first question is, how do you inspire the kids? You know, they all have busy lives. I know I have 2 kids and they have a life of their own. And sometimes, you know, it's not very easy, but it also stems to your second question as well, Peter, is that how do you inspire children, and how do you inspire young adults who really have their own schedule, they have their own time, they have that their autonomy, as you mentioned. So how do we really inspire them? And how you will inspire them is based on how you are. How are you inspiring when it comes to your own methods, your own structures, when it comes to your business? So how you are adopting those practices, the kids are going to see that, so that in their adulthood, they are also going to instill those practices. So I would say what I'm doing is that, you know, I always have a method, I always have a practice, I always have a structure to my days, and I always have a structure to what I am doing. And that involves, and I make it a point, so when my kids, you know, when they come, we always have a great time when it comes to bonding. As I mentioned, that bonding time, it is so important that, you know, even though they have their own schedule, they have their own life, but still it's important to just ask, okay, well, you know, how was your day today? How was, is there anything that, you know, I can do to help? Whether it comes to your own job, whether it comes to your own life, what can I do? And as I mentioned, mental health, you know, is huge, especially given the pandemic that, you know, we're all being locked in for about a year or so. It is very, very important that even though some, you know, kids, they have their own lives, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter that, you know, we don't make it a point to really acknowledge as to what's going on. And so I would just share, I would just say that, you know, make it a point that you are communicating no matter what, and having that bonding time, really sit down and say, you know, hey, you know, it is so amazing to see how well you're doing. It is so amazing. I'm so grateful to have you in my life, that you guys are doing amazing. Once we adopt those positive communication, those words to them, they're going to feel, oh my gosh, you know, I love mom. I love, you know, she inspires me. And it's that inspiration. So it doesn't matter, no matter what, Peter, it is so important, the communication. Try and get them back into communicating to you about how they're feeling.
Sounds good. Okay. And okay, so communication. And how we gonna be like finding the time for the fitness? That was the second part of the question.
So how you find time for fitness is that, you know, as we're all busy entrepreneurs, you know, finding that time, you have to prioritize and make it a schedule, put it in your agenda, that the first thing you are going to do is you are going to exercise. Like, you know, I gave my example. I have such a busy schedule that I always find the time, I carve out time, I prioritize because I know my health. And if you know your health and your wellness and your well-being, you will find that time. You will prioritize no matter what. Doesn't matter rain or shine. You will take that time and just go and do what's best for you. So I love to just go for a walk because I love to be one with nature. And if you love to be one with nature, then I will highly recommend just going for a walk because you get mental clarity, you get the focus, you get ideas. Okay, I need to do this and I need to implement this, so that when you get back to work, then you are going to feel so productive in your work. So Peter, is finding the time, is prioritizing what's important to you, your health and your well-being.
100%. Thank you very much. Before any other question, Mr. Christian, Troy?
Yeah, I love that, and I love the way you said it about dancing. Is there any music in particular that you will recommend for dancing, or anything you like?
Yeah, great question. So what's let me ask, what kind of dancing do you like? I mean, you could do you like dancing?
Well, I like dancing. I can dance anything. So
Oh, nice. Well, I love all kinds of dancing for me because I've been in that Latin and ballroom world for the past 8 years that, you know, I love any kind of Latin music because that just gives me the high, that gives on the, you know, good kind.
yeah.
You know, I'm always on a high when the Latin music is playing. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you know, I get absorbed. So what I would suggest is that if you love dance and you want to dance to find what's passion, what brings that passion out of you, what makes you joyful, what brings you joy when you hear that music. So if you love rumba, bachata, merengue, you know, any kind of those Latin flavored music,
Yeah, I
then
love Latin music.
wonderful. That's great. So if you love Latin, then choose any of those Latin music, whether it's you know, Daddy Yankee, his music is amazing. So
Yeah.
find what resonates with you, Christian, and you will find your days are going to feel so uplifted. You're going to find that you are going to feel in harmony with you, like I do. So yeah, wish you you know, great dancing. So find what truly resonates to you, I would say.
Yeah, I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mr. Troy also has a question.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for sharing some insightful information. I got in at the end, but I still got something critical there. You
Hi, Troy.
mentioned, hi, you mentioned about walking. I've been told like sometimes I would walk in the evenings, my wife and myself, and I've been told that when you're walking, you should walk and not talk. And and then others have said it's a good time to use it to walk and connect. Um, what are your takes on those two opinions?
Right. So great question, Troy. Thank you for that. So my topic of conversation today was about family fitness and how when you're doing your traditional exercise is to incorporate your kids as well. So if you're going for a walk, if you're exercising and the kids, they put on their music, you know, they want to dance, well, why not incorporate that dance and dance with them? So you're making like a family atmosphere, right? So at the end of the conversation, I brought in about walking and make that as a team gathering so that you are communicating. So what you mentioned earlier on was that, you know, walking but don't talk. So I guess what I'm hearing is that if you're walking and you're beside, you know, whether it's your wife or your kids, do not put your headphones on because then that is distracting. And so rather than, you know, just go for a walk and just make it just have communication going on, like, you know, finding out how was your day, you know, what was your day like? so that there's communication. And then that is very important, as I was mentioned, because communication is the key to bridging, the family together. So what I wouldn't recommend is, when you're all going for a walk, is putting with your headphones on, because then that you're kind of like distant from the family. And so I would rather recommend that you foster that time, with the family, with your wife and the kids, and, make it a great time. I would recommend that, you have the communication going on. I think it's very important, for everyone, for the family.
Thank you so much. But I have 3 kids. Two are preteen. Actually, one is 6 and one is 10. If I were
Nice.
to take those walking for me, then it is highly likely that my wife and myself will end up spending more time talking than actually walking,
Okay,
because
but
they're two very active kids. So there are times, yes, we may do 2 laps around the neighborhood, and we would take them for one, but the next it would just be us, because we still need to find time for us. We're both very busy, so finding that time to do a little bit of exercising. So I mean, I want to say
yes.
thank you for the recommendation. So I think
Yeah,
we would
no,
probably do 1 lap with the kids and then 1 lap without the kids.
yeah, absolutely. Troy, you know what? There's nothing like doing workouts together. As long as, your kids, any child, you're getting them to be more physically active. So going for a walk, playing soccer, playing softball with them is really going to instill that mental health that, we all need. And so it's very important that we try to be more physically active with them. So make it a great family time, and why not work out together? Yeah, good luck, Troy.
Troy, did we lost you?
No, yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Did that
I
answer
was
your
giving.
question?
Yes, you did. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Troy.
100%. Yeah, I think, like I can tell you like where Troy painted is, because every time you go with the kids, especially when they're small, their energy is gonna be so high. You're gonna end up running, not walking. At least on my side, I'm gonna run after them to make sure that they're not gonna go. He's not gonna go too far, So imagine when you
Yeah.
have 3 kids, it's gonna be more activity for Mr. Troy. So it's gonna be definitely a fitness, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be in the direction that he want to take.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, um, we used to, when he was like, I think he was like 3 years old. We used to run with him on the beach, and how we make him run, where I was using like they have like some seeds from one of the trees there, and
Mhm.
I was throwing the seeds very far, and every time he was finding the seeds there, he was like, let's see who's gonna get there first. And he was engaging in that idea that who's gonna get there first to get the seed, is the winner. So he was not understanding the idea of running, but he knew
Mm,
that competitive side of getting there first. So yeah,
nice,
that's how I
nice.
managed to run on the beach, because I was keep throwing that seed, and he was running again, and let's see who's gonna be there first. And of course, after a while, he was like ending up on my back, and I had to run back with him on the back. So, but yeah, it's good. They're all good for the exercise. It's gonna make you to feel better.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I
that's
think it's
good.
very, yeah, I think it's very important, like especially from the point of view of the fitness and of engaging with your family, to kind of
Mhm.
figure out things that they like and they enjoy, or they get them motivated at the end, because
Exactly. Yeah.
like,
I like that. I like that point that you just mentioned about, because children, they absorb, they're like sponges, and they absorb everything. So like what you just mentioned, that was so brilliant, that you were trying to instill that. And and there's nothing wrong with instilling that competitive edge in them.
Yeah.
Because then when they get into adulthood, they're going to be have that instillness of that competition, that, you know, I am worth so much more, that I am worth it. So when we start to instill that in them from that early age that you just mentioned, that is going to be such a game changer.
For
And I
sure.
love
And
that, having that competitive edge, even when it comes to sports, because, you know, as parents, we always encourage the kids into education and sports. So why not instill that, you know, have that competitive edge as well? I love it.
I think I installed it too much in him, because now we're competing even when we eat, who's going to be first, who's going to finish. So yeah, but yeah, overall, you know, like the idea it is like, you know, like him understanding that, you know, he has to work harder and he cannot give up on himself. And you know, we still have like our, you know, like struggles, especially when it's about homework, which he still doesn't find attractive as a competition. Who's going to be the first that's going to finish their work? But you know, we're trying to work on that side, you know. Regarding his energy and fitness, about family and fitness, I think I would say, like, if I have 10% of his energy, I'm going to be the most happy person right now, because, you know, I know he has plenty for me. And, you know, like a few days ago, we went 9 miles, about 15 kilometers of biking.
Oh, wow.
I was tired. He was not. We get there to the location where we met, to a park that was a little bit farther away. As soon as he saw kids, he dropped the bike, he went there, and he started to be like running with everybody. I was trying to find out where I can go and kind of rest a little bit. Like, so it was a different perspective. But yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Christian, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Appreciate,
Thanks,
you know,
Christian. Thank you.
Thanks,
yeah,
Alka. I'm going to
yeah.
sleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, so
What's
nice
that?
presentation. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm getting
Oh,
ready
well,
for.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good morning. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Bye.
Good evening.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Talk. Bye. Thank you. So yeah, it is like, for me, it's like that idea of, you know, like trying to understand, I would say, like how to make him to feel motivated on pursuing, you know, the whatever activity he's doing. Like, for instance, when we do the exercise in the morning, he's got to distracted very easy. Like, you know, we do abs. He's doing abs. He's doing a few of them, and then he's like, you know, seeing the toy. He's like, okay, I'm gonna get the toy now. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where you are? You know, he's like with the toy in the hand. Now we have to bring him back. So it is that kind of like, you know, like challenge that, you know, like I think a lot of parents, they have that thing of creating that focus on them, on focus on the fitness that, or the activity of exercise that has to be. So any advice on that one? Like anything that you are aware of, you have experience with on your kids or other kids, of refocusing their I would say energy and the way, the perspective that they watch the activities we do, on making sure that they're going to fulfill the activity to the end without to get distracted.
Absolutely. So that's a great question. So what I would recommend, what I would suggest is that to get, because, you know, kids, like I mentioned, yes, they can get distracted very easily. So how we could sort of bring them back into focus, into, you know, doing what we are doing. So we're doing it, working out, doing exercise together. How we could do that is to make that more interesting, is to make the exercise, that workout, more interesting and exciting, so that when it's exciting, they are going to be more able, and they're going to say, oh my God, I want to do this more. And so that's going to come about if we change up the activities. One day you're doing, say you're doing, you're playing softball, or, you know, you're doing abs, and, you know, you're doing the crunches together. So switching it up. So what I would recommend is to like switching the workouts up. So you're playing softball one day, you're playing handball, you're going outside, you're inside working out as well. So that by mixing it up, mixing the activities up, it's going to be more fun. It's going to be interesting. They're going to be motivated then to stick to doing workouts with you. Right? So we wanted to bring them back into a family working out together, and what better way is to change the activities so that it's more interesting, it's fun, it's engaging, you're engaging with them, they're being engaged in the workouts, you know, and they're gonna say to you, Peter, they're gonna say to you, you know, yeah, I want to play softball. Wow, I love it. And the moment, you know, the kids are going to say, yeah, I love it. I want to play softball more. I want to play soccer today. And tomorrow, you know, we're just going to go out in the park. So switch things up. The more we switch things up, and, you know, they're going to be more engaged. It's going to be more fun, and they're going to be focused and motivated to doing that workout with you.
100%. I have to figure out now how it's going to be that looking.
Well,
It's
there
gonna
you
be
go.
it's gonna be my homework for tomorrow, I guess.
Yes,
Like,
it is.
I have to figure out the way that, because you know we're living in a condo, so we're not living in a house.
Oh, okay. All right. Mm.
And sometimes things they're flying balls in the house, and things that getting knocked out. So has to be a way of it. But yeah, I mean the beach is right here, so we can go outside of the beach. But sometimes, you know, like we just do the activity. We do this thing like 25 minutes of work and 10 minutes of fun. 25 minutes of work, 10 minutes of fun. So in that way,
Yes.
we can work together like a partnering, you know. I'm partner.
Yeah.
He's my partner.
Like teamwork.
Yeah, because otherwise I cannot, you know, he's with me all day long. So we have to, you know, kind of do activities together. But yeah, definitely
Got to figure
100%.
out a way.
Yeah, 100%. So anyhow, where people they can find about you if they're gonna look for you, and what is that other thing that you are doing right now, and you can help people on achieving their best.
So yeah, great question. What I really like to help is, you know, I'm very passionate when it comes to health and fitness and well-being, because your health and well-being are the most important, that we must never take for granted. So even as kids, you know, as obesity is on the rise amongst kids, amongst adults, that, you know, your health is number one. It's your number one priority, your health, well-being, your mental health, your physical health. It is so important. And I like to help, you know, families. I like to help for you to be the best version of yourself. As I shared my story earlier on, and how I got into fitness was based on my story. I struggled with weight challenged. I was physically, I was not in this place that I truly wanted. And I, you know, really lacked self-confidence, self-esteem, that, you know, it was with me my entire life, that I was shell-shocked. I was withdrawn. I did not want to socialize because physically how I looked. And now it's my mission, it's my passion to really share with everyone how your health is very important and we must never take for granted. So whether working out as a family, including your kids, involving your kids when you're working out, it is so important. And it's so beautiful, right? It's so beautiful that you're working out together, you're communicating together as a family, making that a family unit, that, you know, we want to instill that more and more. We want to foster that. So that is my mission. That is my passion. And where you can find me, you can DM me, and, you know, I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions, whether it comes to your health, your well-being, and fitness.
And where can be they DM you, if it's possible to say your
Yeah, on my Facebook, so that you
Facebook.
can Messenger, you can message me.
Yeah, can you say your ID, your handle? So in that way, that people that are gonna listen to this, they're gonna make sure they're gonna be able to follow you.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want me to put it in the Facebook? I can share
No,
it.
you can share that also. You can say it. So in that way, they're gonna know where to find you.
Right. At
For the for the people that they listen to the podcast.
right. So at Alka's Total Fitness.
Alka Total Fitness, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And this is on Instagram or on
It's on Facebook. Yeah,
Facebook.
so they can message me, they can DM me on Messenger,
Okay, perfect.
and in that way I can communicate with you guys.
Okay, so Alka's Total Fitness on Facebook.
On Facebook. Yes.
Correct. And do you have a website that's gonna they can find more about you?
Well, that's the best way for now. And they can message on Facebook.
Okay,
And
sounds good.
yeah, more information.
Okay, so that's the best way. Okay, sounds good. We're gonna make sure everybody's gonna follow, and as well, I'm gonna put everything inside of the on the bottom of the description, so in that way they can follow you on there. And what a journey, isn't so? Because
It's amazing. Yeah.
it is that idea of creating an environment that you can put a family together. And
Isn't that beautiful? Oh my
yeah.
God, that is so beautiful. Love that. Yes.
And it is something that, you know, like I think everybody should be part of it, because it's an important part of our lives to involve our families. And I think what is the best one than fitness and health. And just to quick brush it on this idea of the health. Is it important, yeah, for the family to eat healthy?
Absolutely, 100%. It's very important. So when it comes to health, starting off, so everything, whether it comes to physical activity, what you're doing, how you're exercising, what you're doing when it comes to your exercise routines, and more importantly, what you are eating is truly going to not only good for your health and how you are transitioning to have the physical body that you truly want, but then the kids are going to watch, okay, what are you eating? That, you know, they're going to start to already have that ingrained in them, so that when they're getting to adulthood, it's going to be it's going to be very easy for them to adapt to very healthy eating, because they're watching parents, they're watching what you're eating, good or bad, they're watching everything. So it's very, very important, Peter. And I love this because it truly is in line with what I do, and what my mission is that, involving and adapting healthy eating, your nutrition is got to be on point. So not only for yourself, so whether it's for your for your journey, like I shared my journey, I struggled with weight, and so how did I change? What did I do? So what are you doing today that you are going to change when it comes to your health, when it comes to physical, your physical activities, your workouts? So your nutrition is going to be 80% is going to come from nutrition. So healthy eating absolutely is going to be a game changer, not just for yourself, but also when it comes to kids, because they're the ones that are going to see, okay, the right kind of foods that needs to be implemented, that is going to be such a game changer for them as they get into adulthood. That is going to be no second guessing for them, because they've been watching the healthy eating that's been cooked at home. Is getting freshly cooked with fresh ingredients. So plant-based, organic. People are switching into organic. Why? I mean, yes, it's expensive, but there's no pesticides, no GMOs that is going to kill your body with all the toxicity, with toxic chemicals in your body that, so healthy, plant-based, organic foods are going to be, so from the farm to the table, as I like to say, is going to be something that, we really need to adapt. So cooking more at home, less of, taking out, but also adopting fresh ingredients that the family is going to love and enjoy together.
100%. I think, what I see as a trend that, especially with this coronavirus, a lot of people, they start to be more indoors. So because of that, I see a lot of people starting to cook home, and kind of is this trend that, is right now people that are creating recipes at home and trying to diversify. And one of the things I was just trying to kind of quickly brush on it, and I want your input of this. What do you think it should be a healthy, what do you consider as a healthy diet from the point of view of, I would say, meat or non-meat?
Great question, Peter. So when it comes to health and what is great health, so great health starts with what are you implementing when it comes to your daily practices? So what are you doing? Like first thing in the morning, what I love is I love to have a smoothie. And smoothie, I put, kale, put spinach and berries. That is my smoothie. That is health, because I'm taking care of my, my gut health. I'm taking care of all the health benefits that these, the vegetables and the fruits that I mentioned. Kale is fantastic. Kale, I would recommend, having more kale, spinach, the more leafy green vegetables, spinach, kale, broccoli is such an amazing, those vegetables are so, because they're cruciferous vegetables that are very good for your gut health. And so adopting those daily practices, adopting what you find is healthy for you, you should do that. And so for me, I start my day first off before I start to work out is I like to have a smoothie. But the smoothie has to be with freshly ingredients, and also what you can put, I like to put a little bit of them seasoned with black pepper and lemon juice. So that is so amazing, and that is so great for your gut health. So Peter, you mentioned what is, healthy eating. So healthy eating is, starting off with those healthy choices, when it comes to, so smoothies could be one, could be, say veggie, juicing. Juicing is great for, when you want to detox. And sometimes I would suggest that once a month, you detox, so you cleanse, because your body needs, with all the toxic chemicals that we are putting into our health, into our bodies, right? So once a month, I will recommend that you cleanse, because we need to cleanse our bodies. We need to, so the more is like replenishing that outer layer, so that you have time to put in the goodness back into your body. So sometimes you have to strip away the bad stuff to put the good stuff back into your body. So once a month, do cleanse and detoxify. You have to detoxify from all the bad chemicals, the toxic chemicals in your body. So healthy eating is going to start with, juicing every day, smoothies, start off with that. And then as I, then I work out, and then for 20 minutes after I've done my workout, then I have my breakfast. My healthy breakfast consists of, it could be you know, eggs of your choice, 'cause the eggs are loaded in protein, and eggs you can have that actually pretty much any time of the day because they're loaded in protein. So protein, and a healthy protein, you know, say for example, you have like say a turkey, turkey ham or turkey sausage. So those are lean meats, and lean meats, if you want with your egg for breakfast, that's absolutely fine. But also then I like to have a salad with my breakfast, or I like to have fruit. So making sure that even with the healthy breakfast of your choice, that you implement having a fruit, you know, fruits like berries of your choice, like blueberries or blackberries. And I like to have a salad, a small salad as well. So that is healthy breakfast. There's no carbs. You should not have carbs like first thing in the morning. You should not have carbs. And actually you should stay away from carbs because, you know, when it comes to health, carbs is not, you know, stick to the healthy options, more of the green leafy vegetables. It needs to be more adapted when it comes to your nutrition.
So stay away from carbs.
Yeah.
What about meats, red meats?
Red meat, I would, you could have, I mean, I have it once a month. I don't make it a daily practice. More stick to mainly fish or chicken. Fish is very good, especially when it comes to omega-3s, which you find in salmon, and especially salmon, my friends. I would recommend having the wild kind, because wild, it comes from the freshwater fish. So not the salmon or not the fish, whether it's haddock or cod, that are loaded with pesticides and GMOs, because that's more toxic, and putting more toxic chemicals into your body is going to lead to weight gain because of all the toxicity. So toxic chemicals are not recommended. So the fish that I have is wild, because wild salmon, wild cod, or wild haddock is what, you know, fresh water fish. So great health, those are great health options. I would stay away from red meat, but if you love it, have it once a month. But the rest of the day, stick to fish or chicken, and chicken should be grass-fed. So stay away from this, you know, GMOs and pesticides, because, you know, we don't know where, you know, how they're sprayed, where they're sprayed from. But sticking to the wild kind, whether it's fish or grass-fed, when it comes to chicken, you can't go wrong. That is great for your health. Yeah.
Okay, so green leaves, no carbs, a lot of veggies, chicken and fish, and of course once a month, if it's possible.
Yeah, once a
Only
month have the red meat. Yes, absolutely. I mean, you know, we need to get, for women, like, you know, if you love the steak, we need to get that. It's great for our bones. And yeah, I mean, you know, I would still have it. I would have it like once a month if I love my steak, or if I like, you know, ribs. I would have it, but once a month. But my daily habits, my daily routine is, you know, fish that I always have, whether it's lunch or for dinner, is fish or chicken. So I'll rotate. But here's the question though, to all the friends here is, you know, I'm not saying don't have, well, I'm saying don't have carbs, but if you love to carbs, and if you're saying, Alka, no, but I really want to, so what you can do is to have, you know, quinoa. Does anyone like quinoa? Peter,
quinoa.
do you like quinoa? Do you like quinoa?
Quinoa.
Quinoa, yes. Do you like quinoa?
Yeah, I
So
got quite a few packs there.
okay. So you know
it's
what? So
like I use it as a, so I use it everything that I use for, instead of rice, I use that one. Or if I have rice, I combine rice that it's the I forgot the name of it. It's not white rice, it's the other one. It's like raw rice or something like that is the name, you know,
Right.
like more like
Mhm.
grainy rice, like, you know, like
Right.
brown, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I use
Well,
like the
that's good. Yeah, yeah. So that's good too. So if people are saying, you know, oh my gosh, no, Alka, I really love carbs and I really want to have. So I'm not going to say no. Okay. So have carbs, but have, you know, have the brown rice. Okay. So you can have brown rice. You could even make it healthier. How you could do that? So with rice, brown rice, you could put you could put broccoli. You could, and that, you know, that's so good for, you know, you've got all the health benefits in. So I would also recommend that you find cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice is so, and I recently started to adopt this as well, so that I'm sharing with you. So cauliflower rice, you can have that, and that is so, you know, so nutritious. And so, you know, you can find that. So cauliflower rice, so you absolutely love carbs, you want carbs, that's okay. I'm not going to say no, but so have the brown rice and mix it with broccoli. And that's going to be so nutritious. It's going to be so filling. You're going to be, you know, satiated. That, you know, it's going to be, you know, you're going to have long-lasting, sustainable results when it comes to your weight loss. So healthy eating, as we started this conversation, healthy eating is all how you know, how you're preparing it at home. You're taking the time to really, like I grocery shop, like, you know, on a Sunday, and I'm set for the week. So starting to meal prep your meals is going to be another game changer. And also what I want to share, Peter, with your audience is that when it comes to healthy eating and how kids are going to be more able to, you know, as they get into adulthood, to start to really implement the healthy choicing. Say for lunch, for example, you have a plate of veggies. You've got broccoli, celery sticks, carrots, and cauliflower. So that you're having that, you're sharing that, you know, for lunch. You know, have that, you know, have the kids involved with that too, so that they start to already know what is healthy eating, what they need to already start to adapt. So I think that's going to be such a game changer, Peter, that, you know, you put a nice veggie platter on the table for a Sunday lunch, you know, having lunch on the weekends, you're snacking, that, you know, get your kids to have and indulge in those vegetables, nutritious vegetables.
For sure, we're gonna do that, and yeah, I usually like him to get involved when I'm cooking, especially if it's something that he's enjoying. You know, like
Yeah.
steering. That's his job. He has the
Oh,
big.
he's not stirring.
Yeah, he's the steering person. So you know,
He's going to steer the ship one day.
because you know, like everything else with knives, I'm trying to, even if I saw this interesting glove that you put it on your hand for kids to learn how to cut, that you're not
Yeah.
going to cut your fingers, and I was thinking to get that one, but I'm saying I still want him not to touch it. It's safety. It's safety measurement, but
Safety, yeah.
yeah, because he sees me doing it, you know, and like, oh, I want also to do it, you know, like I cut vegetables, or I, you know, like prepare anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall, you know, like I think it's very important for us to kind of inspire them to get to the point of healthy eating, and of course,
Mhm.
fitness, movement, to consume, because, you know, like I don't think that sitting in front of a computer or in front of a phone for
Yeah.
hours is going to help us too much. If,
It's
you
not
know,
going to help. No, no, especially with obesity on the rise. No, it's, we have to
yeah,
change that. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. We have to change it. We have to make sure, you know, but yeah,
So it's movement for everybody, for, you know, for adults, for, you know, kids. It's movement for everyone.
it is a need. That's all. It is
It's
a
a need.
need.
Yes.
It's not like an option, it's a need. Everybody must move, must consume energy, must get in shape and must eat healthy. They want to be more conscious about their future and to live longer, to be able to see grandkids and, so on,
Yes.
you really have to kind of tune into that one.
Mhm,
And,
absolutely.
thank you very much, Alka. I appreciate you were amazing, amazing. And I'm looking forward to learn more about your journey and about what you do there, and like to keep in touch and let me know, what's new. And maybe you're gonna participate more in the group that we got inside of the meetup for fitness, because that's gonna be interesting. But anyhow, thank you very much and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I appreciate you. Have a blessed week, a 10x week, and achieve all the goals and stay healthy and conscious about, and fit. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
you.
very
Thank you,
much.
Peter. I really appreciate you having me on again. It's been such an honor and
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Peter.
Bye. Thank you very much.